Welcome to the world of secrets and shadows, where ancient tales intertwine with dark forces. In this video, we embark on a journey into the chilling history of witch hunts, unearthing stories of fear, persecution, and the search for truth. Join us as we delve into the mysteries and complexities of a time when accusations held power, and lives hung in the balance. Explore the chilling narratives that have left their mark on history and delve into the unsettling world of witchcraft, where fact and fiction blur. In 1484, Pope Innocent VIII issued a papal bull encouraging and mandating the arrest and punishment of individuals suspected of witchcraft. This marked the beginning of frequent prosecutions and a significant increase in the number of victims across various countries. The aftermath of the papal bull was swift and devastating. In the subsequent years, numerous cases of witch trials and burnings occurred. For instance, in one nation, 41 aged females were burned at the stake the following year. The valleys of Piedmont experienced 100 burnings by a single inquisition. In Ravensburg, 48 individuals met the same fate over a 5-year period. In 1515, Geneva witnessed the burning of 500 people accused of witchcraft within a 3-month span. France was not spared from these horrors. Reports suggest that an almost infinite number of individuals were burned for witchcraft, with a single diocese accounting for the execution of 1,000 people. The ease with which accusations were made contributed to the alarming numbers. Accusations of witchcraft became a convenient way to eliminate heretics, and even figures of influence, such as Joan of Arc and Martin Luther, were accused of being in league with the devil. The persecution extended beyond national boundaries. In England, the Maid of Kent, Elizabeth Barton, and 7 men were executed for witchcraft in 1534. The Earl of Hungerford suffered the same fate in 1541 for inquiring about the lifespan of King Henry VIII from a witch. Bishops were required to inquire about clergymen involved in witchcraft as part of their duties, according to Archbishop Cranmer's Articles of Visitation in 1549. Even warfare became intertwined with the witchcraft hysteria. In 1563, the King of Sweden reportedly brought 4 witches along as part of his military forces in the war against the Danes. This reflects how accusations of witchcraft were exploited for political and strategic purposes. One particularly notorious figure was Remigius, a judge or inquisitor in Lorraine. Between 1580 and 1595, he condemned and burned approximately 900 individuals accused of witchcraft. His methods included recommending the use of torture instruments during prisoner interrogations to extract confessions. In addition to the widespread belief in witchcraft during the 16th century, even the most prominent figures of the time held firm convictions in the associated superstitions. Notable intellectuals and reformers were not immune to these beliefs. Melanchthon, a highly respected scholar, found himself interpreting dreams and casting nativities, embracing practices rooted in popular superstitions. Luther, another influential figure of the era, staunchly supported the doctrine of witchcraft. Astonishingly, Luther claimed to have engaged in theological debates face-to-face with the archenemy, Satan himself. In his own words, Luther recounted an incident during his confinement in the castle of Wartburg. Among other things, they brought me hazelnuts, which I put into a box. My gentleman, the devil, came, making a very great noise and rumbling about my bed, but I regarded him nothing at all. Even the brilliant astronomer Johannes Kepler, renowned for his celestial discoveries, ardently advocated for astrology, a belief system intertwined with the witchcraft superstition. Similarly, the illustrious Tycho Brahe, often hailed as the Prince of Astronomers, maintained an inexplicable fascination with the spiritual world. He went so far as to keep an idiot in his presence, attending to him personally and considering his nonsensical utterances as revelations from the spiritual realm. These examples further underscore the pervasive influence of superstition and the blurred lines between reason and irrationality during this period. The belief in witchcraft and its associated notions permeated all levels of society, leaving an indelible mark on the intellectual and religious landscape of the time. Bishop Jewell, an esteemed and erudite figure of his time, was renowned as a formidable defender of the Church of England and the cause of the Reformation in Great Britain. His impassioned address to Queen Elizabeth I encapsulates his firm stance against Roman Catholic superstition. In his eloquent words, he conveyed his concerns to Her Majesty, emphasizing the alarming increase of witches and sorcerers within her realm. The consequences of their alleged practices were dire, as her subjects suffered from deteriorating health, fading complexions, decaying flesh, numbness of speech, and loss of senses. Jewell fervently prayed that these malevolent forces would never extend their influence beyond mere mortal subjects. It is worth noting that Queen Elizabeth herself was believed to be impervious to the machinations of these enchanters. The Virgin Queen, with unwavering resolve, resisted their allurements and was thought to have never fallen under the spell of witchcraft throughout her life. The depiction of a witch from the 16th century in Edmund Spenser's Faerie Queene likely captured the essence of the era. In beautiful verses, Spenser portrayed a witch residing in a gloomy hollow glen, dwelling in a humble cottage constructed of sticks and weeds. Clad in loathsome attire and willfully living in destitution, she purposefully isolated herself from neighbors to conceal her diabolical deeds and hellish arts, inflicting harm upon unsuspecting victims from a distance. The obsession with attributing supernatural agency to the devil and his minions reached such levels that some individuals strained and twisted scriptural language to fit their beliefs. They contended that the term Philistines referred to confederates and subjects of the devil, thereby interpreting passages like, "I will deliver you into the hands of the Philistines," as, "I will deliver you into the hands of demons." The extent to which this prevailing superstition had permeated society in the late 16th century can hardly be overstated. Even a candid and learned historian of the Roman Catholic faith acknowledged the prevailing folly of the time. He lamented that the Christian world had succumbed to greater absurdities than those ever imposed upon the heathens, highlighting the prevailing climate of misguided beliefs and practices. These accounts provide us with glimpses into an era plagued by unfounded fears, rampant superstitions, and distorted interpretations of both religion and reality. It serves as a reminder of the human capacity for embracing irrationality and the need for critical thinking to navigate the complexities of belief and knowledge.